So, guys, I officially again welcome you to Bright Academy. Yes, my name is Steven Siloma, and I run Bright Consulting Limited, where I do graphics, I do web development and design. Those are two different things you will learn in our classes. What the difference between web design and web development. Um, I do digital marketing. Personally, what do I do? A lot of very many things. I just so I play the guitar, I play the piano, I play basketball. Yes, I do a lot of very many stuff that really interest me. I'm also a writer and I love very many things. So I cannot even say in a nutshell.
Inga sidhani ilikuwa relevant until now. Okay.
So if you can all put our mics, we really appreciate. Moderator, kindly you can help me mute uh, guys so that we can have a good a good meeting here. So let me take you through the curriculum and tell you what the curriculum just really entails. Uh, you're going to learn a lot, even if you're an expert. They say you can never learn everything. So um, I have some people here that are very good in this meeting. They're always telling me, you know what? Some I actually even learn from them, but I tell them, you know what? Every time I'm with you, I learn something new. So I hope every one of you can see my screen. So this is the curriculum. It's learning web design and development with WordPress and Elementor. So I'll take you through the curriculum I had shared before, but I have fine-tuned it. So we will do this until every single week, every Saturday at 9 to 11. So uh, please be tuned, register at brightacademy.com as a student because we're going to be sharing newsletters with you. We'll be telling you when the class will be live because we edit the videos and we share it. The course materials that I'm going to present, I usually share it on the website, and that's why we need your maximum operation in this. So just ensure you use your correct email address because that's where we'll do most of our communication. If you have not joined Bright Academy WhatsApp group, our moderator will share with us the WhatsApp group link. So the first thing is domain. You know, if you even go to Udemy and just say, I want to learn web design, they wouldn't go to the basics. That's what I really noticed. How I learned web design, I was self-taught. So I had to navigate through all these things alone. I did a lot of mistakes and I came to realize later, wait, this was this simple, but I did not know what I was doing. So let's say my website was down. I thought the problem was my domain. I didn't know that the problem was my server because I didn't know the difference between a domain and a server. I thought that all I needed in a website is to buy a domain. I did not know anything called a web host or a hosting server. So you will find that there are so many things and terms in web development that will really confuse you, even if you self uh, teaching yourself. So I taught myself web design and development. So that means spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time just reading and reading to date. So the first thing we'll cover domain. So last, what is a domain? Okay. So who controls the domain? Get to know about where they come from, things like ICANN. Okay. Get to know what are TLDs, CCTLD, VTC. I know these are just abbreviations now, but it will get fun as we go in. How do you buy a domain? What is a DNS? Because you see these things in your machine, a DNS. So we'll go to hosting, ask host or a web host. Okay? What is a hosting server? Because there's a difference between a web host and a hosting server. And we will navigate through the different types of hosting, share dedicated WordPress, PS, reseller hosting, and all these things. So we're going now to web hosting control panels after that. Linux panel. We go to Windows Plex panel. What is the cPanel? How do we access it? What is file manager? How do we do databases, emails? How do we install scripts? How do we edit the zone file? Yeah, or the DNS zone file. Okay, we learn about local and live servers. We learn how to do the same thing that we're doing online in local servers using things we call XAMPP and Laragon. I know the people who are advanced in this are saying, this is baby class stuff, but you stick around, you'll see that it's not baby class stuff. Maybe there are things you did not know. So we'll go to things we call CMSs, content management systems. Where did web design come from? Why do we use CMSs? Go to types of CMSs. We have Drupal, we have Joomla, we have WordPress, etc. There are so many. Okay. Why WordPress and not Drupal or Joomla? Okay. We will learn installing WordPress using script installers. As you said, you saw script installers here in the cPanel. And we will learn how to install WordPress manually. We will learn about WordPress core files. Okay. This will help us in WordPress security such that you can be able to know that this file is not the core file of WordPress. So if a hacker places another file that is not in what you're used to, you will know that this is not the correct file. We will learn the WordPress database table structure. Okay, it will tell us about how WordPress handles its database. Then from there, we will get now into WordPress. We access the WordPress dashboard. Okay, pages. We learn about pages, posts, themes, plugins, settings, tools, menus, etc. And actually, this class is not for beginners only. There is a lot to learn in just this class of navigating WordPress. So then we'll go to page builders. We know what is a page builder, types of page builders like WP Bakery, Divi, Elementor, just the popular one. There are so many. So for those who use others, let me just put etc and let me not hurt people who use Oxygen fillings and put it there. So we'll ask why Elementor, not the rest. Or rather, why are you prefer to use Elementor and not the rest? We'll go to Elementor settings, tools, and components. Then now we'll go to the designing a website. And here we'll do a crash course of design. So the elements of a good design: contrast, balance, emphasis, movement, white space, proportion, hierarchy, repetition, rhythm, pattern, unity, and variety. We'll go to the topic I really love most: typography and font pairings, and color harmonies. And with this, I'll give you the different tools that you can use, and it will ease in your work. Okay. Then we have developing our website with Elementor. Okay. So we will navigate Elementor. We will get to the basic elements overview. We will do sections or containers, which have been replaced with containers right now. So we will actually do containers. Really hope that they will now be fully launched. They will not be in the tests when we're getting there. But I prefer to teach on containers because if you know CSS, containers in Elementor is just like CSS Flex. So if you're good in CSS, this one will not be hard. Forms, buttons, etc. We will go now to the advanced elements overview. Call them advanced. They are not advanced. We will learn about post archives, carousels, accordions, toggles, loops, and all these other things. Okay. So my electricity is misbehaving today. Yes, my electricity is misbehaving today, and bear with me. So we will go to the Elementor style kit. This is the most important thing in Elementor, because this can reduce your work from 5 days to 8 hours. The Elementor style kit, because if let's say you've done a full website and the client tells you, I don't like the typography and the colors in this website. So if you do not know how to use the style kit, you will end up changing every element one by one. But if you know to use the Elementor style kit, you can change all the colors from one dashboard and all the font from one dashboard. That's why we say, I'll teach you how to handle the global colors and global fonts. I'll teach you how to do custom typography in Elementor and doing custom code in Elementor for those who would like to extend your design. You don't need to know how to code. Okay. You can even ask ChatGPT for a code and I will show you where to put it. Okay. So Elementor templates, we'll navigate through Elementor templates, and then we'll go to creating menus, headers and footers, single posts for 4 pages, etc. All of these are Elementor templates that you can use. So then we'll go to how to develop web pages with Elementor. And then I'll teach you how to handle images. We will use the Google lossless version, which is WebP. I'm going to teach you something called Fluid Design. Fluid Design with things we call EMs, REMs, VH, VWs, and percentages. Okay. So you notice that I have not listed something we call a PX, pixels. We will get there. So then from there, we'll go to WordPress security. Unfortunately, this is the place where most Kenyan designers don't handle at all. So you find, I look at some websites and you can really hack these things. You can hack a really website in a twinkling. You can even have a bot hack it for you. Why? Because of simple things like PHP versions, nulled and cracked plugins. They did not disable some WordPress features which are very vulnerable, like something we call XML. So we'll learn about SSLs. Most Kenyan designers think that once you have a SSL certificate, that's it. But actually, this is the least thing to worry about. Okay. So we'll learn about what WordPress hashing is and what PHP hashing is. We will harden WordPress without using plugins. Okay, we will just disable some features, disable some let's say features like editing, and the hardening using something called .htaccess. So from there, we're going to teach ourselves how to use WordPress free security plugins. You don't really need to buy anything here. So free security plugins like WordFence, which has a free firewall. We have Sucuri, we have SiteGround Security, we have PHP Native Hash. We have a lot of plugins that can really help you in this. And I will teach you how to configure those plugins. From there, that's not the end. I'm going to teach you how to optimize your WordPress installation, page speed, and how it affects your SEO, how to test websites page speed. We have tools like Google Page Speed Insights, GTmetrix, etc. I'm going to teach you about caching and minification and CDNs. CDNs is content delivery networks. Then I'm going to teach you how to clean up your WordPress installation. Okay? Sometimes maybe you've imported template things and you've left those images there. So I will tell you how they can actually impact negatively on your WordPress installation. So then we're going to wrap it up with search engine optimization, how to perform technical SEO, how to perform on-page SEO, how to set featured images, how to set alt tags, and how to use SEO plugins. Okay, I'm going to tell you what is preferred for me. So in all that, please don't think that anything there is too hard. It's not. You're not going to write a line of code. There are no any prerequisites. Actually, there are two prerequisites. You only need a laptop and a brain. Those are the only two things that you need. You don't need to know HTML, you don't need to know CSS, you don't need to know anything. Okay? You're just very green. Okay, so we can actually get started now with our today's topic. So today we're going to learn about we're just going to learn about domains and hosting. Yeah, I've combined two classes. I saw there was a question here that was written, how long will this take? Okay, how long will this take? And let me just tell you that I really don't know when it's going to take. Okay, because we're going to have assignments. Let me just tell you our expectations. I cannot give you certificates because I'm not accredited. I'm not an accredited institution in this country. But what I can give you certificates of participation, okay? Because after learning this, I tell you, I assure you, you can earn, okay? Once you are done with this class, you will be a professional WordPress developer, okay? Developer in quotes, because WordPress development is something different. It means after you're done with this course, you can do a professional website and you can sell, okay? I also have other classes on how to do things like, I have other classes on how to do things like portfolio, how to brand yourself, how to do all these things, soft skills to have in business. It's already there. There are 6 classes that I've done with people on how to do these things. And here at Bright Academy, what I do, I just don't impart you with skills. I give you more than skills. Okay. My work is to give you a mentality. a different mentality from the rest, because I came to realize that in the creative industry, uh, there are so many people who know just bits of things. And once they know bits of things, they think they know everything. And that's why photographers will always fight. Oh, Sony, Nikon, Canon. Oh, my gear is better. Uh, Graphic designers, Corel, or Adobe Photoshop, mine is greater, and all those things. Okay. UX designers will fight Adobe XD, Figma. Okay. Developers will fight. Oh, um, I'm using I don't know, Python. I'm using Next.js. Mine is better, or something. Okay. So at the end of the day, it is not about what tool you use. It's about your output. It's about your portfolio. So when you bring a plumber to your house, let's say to fix your plumbing, you do not ask them uh, which type of which type of tree or type of wood will you use to unblock my sewer. You want the sewer to be unblocked. Yes. So domains and hosting. You've heard a lot about domains and hosting. What is a domain? Okay. There does domain have two meanings? Okay. What is a domain? What is a domain? Okay. So first things first. For the longest time, creatives have not had the knowledge to make their skills mean something to them. Most times they cannot balance between what they should earn and passion. So Bright Academy is simply a knowledge hub by Bright Consulting Limited that offers completely free training and business insights for creative entire niche to improve their skills and grow their businesses. Our biggest resolve is this: nobody should die with their talent and skills. Freely were you given, and freely should you pass them on. It has taken me over 10 years to learn everything that I've learned. Gruesome nights. I will sacrifice a lot. My friends will go for hangouts. I will not. I would sleep at 2 every single day. Something that I do to this date. But uh, just for the hunger of having knowledge in every single thing about life, from marketing, from, I don't know, philosophy, every single thing that I put my mouse on, not my hands on. Okay. So then I decided, you know what, I can upskill other people that have the thirst. So I am giving you all these courses for free. Do the same. Okay, never die with your knowledge. Okay, if you can help someone else, the first help you can do, you have someone who skilled and would want to learn graphics, web design, and all these things, invite them over. Okay, share with them the link. Okay, everything is free. No one will ever charge you. Okay, and they will always be there online for you to enroll and do all those things. So what we want to build is a community. Okay, we want to build a community of creatives that mutually benefits from each other. Okay. Uh, I have most of my friends, sometimes they ask me, do you know of a good developer? I say yes. I know of one, or two, or three, or four. They say I need 10. And I don't need 10. I need 10 who can work, 10 with good communication skills, with every single good thing. Okay. So you find that I can't pinpoint them to the exact people. So once we have a community of creatives that I know that I can rely on this and this and this and this, and someone can rely on me, we can mutually benefit each other. So a little about Bright Consulting. As I said, what we do web development, digital branding, graphic design, UI UX design, and digital marketing. Okay, so you can check us out at brightconsulting.com. So I love this quote. Oh, it's done by me anyway. So you have an innate power to achieve anything in life. You can and you will. Never limit the you haven't explored. Okay? So that's my limit. That's my slogan in life. I can and I will. No one will ever stop me. Okay? So, what is a domain name? Okay? I think maybe I should actually ask this question. Anyone? What is a domain name? Or let me make it interesting. What's the difference between a domain and a domain name? You guys are shy. Okay, even the people who have been here, no one knows what a domain is and a domain name. Okay. Anyway, so safaricom.com. Okay. Okay, I've gotten an answer from Churchill. Read. Domain name is your website name. Okay. Mashaka said not sure about that. Yes, true. Churchill is right. A domain name is simply your website name. So these are terms that were being used by different people who had higher skills than me, and I was like, "Ay, domain name, nini? It's a domain name." And you will just go and Google, and then you search what a domain is. Then you go deeper and you see there are local domains and I don't know what. So you'll be like, what are all these things? So a domain name is a unique name that identifies a website on the internet. Okay, it consists of a website name and a domain name extension. Okay, so now we've learned two terms. We have a website name and a domain name extension. In short, we have a domain name and a domain name extension. So what is a domain name extension? Simply .com, .net, .org, .co.ke, .africa, .ke, .or.ke, all those things that precede from the dot, that is an extension. Okay, e.g. google.com is a domain name. Okay, so Google is the website name, .com is the extension, Safaricom is the website name, .co.ke is the extension. So a domain name is part of a URL. Now, most of people don't know what a URL is. So every single of you today, every time you come across a term, kindly Google it. Okay? Google it so that you know what it means. Most people don't know what HTTP means. HTTPS. Okay? Very, 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 very basic stuff. Okay? Then let's say if you define HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, what is hypertext? Okay, go deeper. What is a protocol? Okay, so a domain name is a part of a URL. A URL is a uniform resource locator, which is the complete web address that directs visitors to a specific page on a website. Okay, a domain name helps users find your site easily instead of using something we call an IP address. So most people know an IP address, but they don't know what IP means in full. Okay, IP is Internet Protocol, and IP can also mean intellectual property. So it depends on which field you're in. So an IP is a series of number that identifies a device on the internet. So what's the difference between a domain name and a URL? Anyone? Difference between a domain name and a URL. This is very interesting. domain name, URL. Anyway, I will say a domain name. A domain name. Oh, I don't know where I've gone. You say domain name. Oh, we have someone answering the question. So
A URL, may I answer?
yes, please.
Okay, a URL is a uniform resource locator, which helps you locate the website.
Okay.
And the domain name, okay, that we've said it's the name of the website. So URL helps to locate the website.
The domain helps locate the website.
URL, the URL locates the website.
The website. But the domain?
Domain name, it's the name itself of the website.
The name is also of the website. Ha. Okay, let me just use this tab. We will actually just get back, or let me actually just share and here. So name of the website. Let's say we go to Safaricom, right? .com. That's the domain name. Ashley. So if I press enter,
Yeah.
will I visit the website?
You said you typed Safaricom?
I just typed safaricom.com. That's the name of the website. Has it given me the name of the website? Have I reached the website?
Yes, you have reached the website.
Okay, so what's the difference between me typing safaricom.com and let's say me typing, you can see something here, me typing http safaricom.com and me typing, let's say www.safaricom.com. What's the difference between the 3 or the 4? Okay, so stop confusing you. We will get to this. We will get to this in detail as we do our SSLs and all those things. If you can see, we have every time I am typing something, this one comes in. Okay, HTTPS. Okay, this is a protocol. Okay, so we will get there. Okay, I'm just giving you things that should tickle your mind. Okay, go research on what URL is and what a domain is and what's the difference between the two. So what is a subdomain? You guys have seen something like let's say safaricom.co.ke, and then you've seen something like resources.safaricom.co.ke. Okay, or maybe you've seen dashboard let's say google.com. Even this URL that we are having here already says docs.google.com. Okay, so what is a subdomain? A subdomain is a domain name that is part of the larger domain, which is separated by a dot from the main domain name. So if I have two dots in the main domain name, I have a subdomain. If I have two dots, because I have a .com and I have a dot that comes before. So it simply means docs.google.com is another domain name inside google.com. It's a space inside google.com. It simply means if Google is the house, docs can be, if Google is the house, docs can be the house. If Google is the house, docs can be the room, sheets can be another room. Okay. What else? Developers.google.com is another room. So that is what a subdomain means. Okay. I will tell you the importance of having, let's say, subdomains. Okay. Having a subdomain is good because if, let's say, let me give you an example like Bright Academy. There's brightacademy.com, that is the main domain. Okay. The main informational website that just gives you information. Okay. If let's say I am doing user accounts like we are doing right now, okay, I can do it in a subdomain. Okay, I can, let's say, call it class.brightacademy.com, and I have all of you there, and I have all the courses there. Okay, so what is the advantage of that? The advantage of that is that when Bright Academy is dead, okay, when the class subdomain is dead because there's an error in registration modules and all these things, Bright Academy is still standing as the informational website. Okay, so you find some people will have a blog, okay, in their own website, and they will put it in a subdomain. You have something like blog.domain.com, blog.safaricom.com. Okay, so you can create a fully functional website from a subdomain. Okay, that's why you see the Google domain has a lot of subdomains which are separate websites. Okay, let me just show you something by me sharing my tab instead of me sharing my tab instead of my this thing. What is it called? Instead of me sharing my own screen instead of a tab. As it loads. So I have google.com as the main domain. It is a search engine. Okay. I have it as a search engine. But if I want to access my documents, I can do docs.google.com. The docs is a subdomain in the main website. If I want to do developer stuff, I can do developers.google.com, which is another subdomain. If I want to access something else like, let's say my notes, I can do keep.google.com. So you find that a subdomain, whether a subdomain is a domain that can also host a website, and you can create a subdomain on a subdomain. So you can have something like news.blog.domain.com and shop.store.domain.com. Okay. So let's go to types of domains. So there are different types of domains which are called, the most common is what we call TLDs, called top level domains. These are the highest level of domains on the internet hierarchy because they were very old. They were the first extensions to appear. So that's why we have the .com. Okay. the .net, and the .org. There are over 1,500 TLDs available today. So that's why we say the .com generation, the .com bubble, and all those things. Those are top level domains. So we have country code TLDs. Okay, these are TLDs that are specific to a country. .co.ke is specific to Kenya. .ug to Tanzania. .uk to UK. .tz to Tanzania, etc. Okay, they are usually used by websites that target a local audience or want to show their origin. Okay, now there's this website that I used to use Zamani. It's called Kenya Web Expert. You see, even it's bookmarked. Eh? So this was their first domain, eh? KenyaWebExpert.com. So when I click on it, take a look at what happens. It has something we call redirect. This is a wildcard redirect to .co.ke. Okay. So why did they change from .com to .co.ke? One, I tend to think they were told by Kenik. Kenik is the body that handles Kenyan domains. They were told, because you guys are selling domains, advocate for the .co.ke domain. They were using a .com. Okay? So that's why we say websites that want to show their origin. Okay? Same to Safaricom. What did Safaricom do? Safaricom made their main website to be safaricom.co.ke, right? Because they want to show their origin as Kenya. Okay? The safaricom.com is just, I don't know, I actually don't know what they put here, but it's not the main website. They put the main website on the .co.ke domain. Okay? So that is exactly what they have done. Now, there's usually the debate. .co.ke, no, don't buy .co.ke because it's not bigger, or you will lose your SEO and all these things. No, you won't. Okay? If I am targeting local, if I'm targeting local, let's say I say Samsung S22. Now, for this, the first thing that comes in, okay, we have pricingkenya.com and we have phones.tablets.co.ke. Okay, I'm just giving a random search. All these websites have been optimized for the Samsung S22 Kenya keyword. Okay, so if it was true that .co.ke was not performing well, this website, phones.tablets.co.ke, which actually has a very, very good SEO, by the way, could not be trending. Yeah, because there is a fallacy, or rather, some say that a .co.ke domain is not good. It does not really matter, because you can see .coms and the .co.kes here. Okay, in terms of optimizations and all these things, it is how you do the thing itself. It's like, let's say if my mother gave me the name Kenyatta, it does not mean that I will be rich immediately because I have the name. Okay, and if my brother had another name, it does not mean that he will not be rich because I bear a rich name and he bears a name from a poor person. No, it's a name. It's how you do with it. It's like having an Instagram username. Let's say you have a beautiful username, very, 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 very beautiful username. And I have one with the underscores and all those things. It does not really mean that I will get you will get more followers than me. No, it's how you make that account to be. So don't listen to the fallacy of I'm telling technical wise that one domain name is better than the other and all those things. However, at .co.k, if you're targeting let's say local products, okay, if you're targeting people in a certain geographical area, okay, it is better to use a domain that is local. Let's say if I want to sell phones in Tanzania, I can use a .co.tz to improve something we call local SEO. And we will actually cover this when we do SEO. So stick, and SEO is the last bit of our class. Stick to these lessons until the end. That's when you really, really, really learn about this. Because if I search, let's say something like Samsung S22, we also have stores in Tanzania and Uganda that sell these phones, but I will not get them on the first page. Okay, so Phone Place Kenya has the best SEO. I really got a chance to work with some of the guys who are doing SEOs for this place, and they're very, very, very good. You can see they're battled with people like GSM Arena, domains that have been there, Samsung itself. These phones, tablets.co.k, you can see where it's ranked. Okay, so that's why I'm saying .co.k and .com really there's no the one that has power on itself. But if I'm searching a general keyword that is not local to this country, that's why I don't get .co.tz on the first page or .co.ug the first page. Okay, you will understand this when we get to this. So if let's say I want to target East Africa, okay, I want to target East Africa for let's say this keyword, okay, it is preferred. It's preferred that I get a .com, okay, because a .com is a TLD. It is not a geographical TLD. It's not a country code TLD like the rest. So we also have generic TLDs. These are not associated with any country or region, but they have a generic category or purpose, e.g. .biz, .info, .edu, education institutions. They're usually used by websites that want to indicate the nature of functions. So we've seen .studio. If let's say I have a studio, I can have a domain that says .studio or something. Okay, so those are what we call generic TLDs. So what is a domain name system? You might forgive me for the formatting of this document. This is a PowerPoint document, but I had to convert it as a Google Doc. Yes, so that I can be able to use it on a tab. So what is a DNS? A DNS is what we call a domain name system. You see, when the internet was starting, we never used to have domain names. So what used to happen, if you want to access Safaricom, you know what you will do? You will have to know the IP address of Safaricom. Okay? You will need to know the IP address of Safaricom. So let us just check the IP address of Safaricom. 45.223.118.17. So I will need, for me to access Safaricom, I will need to type this on my browser. Okay, so And because the websites were not so many, as we're just starting, it was not much of a hassle. But when websites started becoming more, what happened is that they said we need to come up with a phone book. Okay, we need to come up with a phone book, a phone book that will be able to, help us resolve a name to an IP address. A computer operates in zeros and ones, so it can never know what safaricom.co.ke means. Okay, ever. It will never know what that means. So what happens when you type safaricom.co.ke, okay, your browser fetches, goes to the phone book, that is what we call a DNS, and asks, Mr. DNS, do you have the IP address of this domain name called safaricom.co.ke? It says yes. That is now what we call the DNS resolver. It resolves that domain name and it gives it its IP address. So that is how it returns back. It tells the browser this is the IP address of what? Of safaricom.co.ke. So what is an IP address? The website, all these are machines that are behind every website. There's a CPU somewhere, what you call servers. Okay. So once it has the address, the IP address of that server, it can fetch the files in that IP address and display it to you. Okay, that is now what the work of a browser. Okay, so we have a lot of DNS. We have OpenDNS, we have Google DNS, which is their public DNSs. A public DNS, of course, is what will enable your browser, resolve what do we call it? It will be able to resolve. It will be able to resolve public domain names to be able to resolve public DNSs into their IP addresses. So if I have something that does not exist and I type it in, you will get an error, and it's always good for you to read all these error codes and know all of them. This is what we call DNS possible. You can only do this and say, search for Google what it means, what a DNS probe means. So it simply means that your browser requested for this domain name in your DNS address, and it could not find this domain name. It could not find it. IP that is not disabled. So this happens when it does not exist. So the same thing I've explained here. When you want to visit a website, you type its name in the browser, and the DNS finds its IP address, which is a series of numbers that identifies the website location on the internet. The DNS then connects you to the website you want to visit. So how do you buy a domain name? To buy a domain name, you need these steps. The first thing, you need to choose a domain that suits your website's purpose, brand and audience. Okay, you can use local tools like Kenya Web Experts or Sasa Host. Those are the two most popular here. There is Truehost. Or international tools like domain.com, GoDaddy, to search available domains and get suggestions based on your keywords. So I don't want these classes to be purely theory. I will get into all these things practically. So you decide on the domain name extension. Do I need a .com? Do I need a .co.ke? .africa, etc. The extension should reflect the nature and function of your website as well as your target market. Okay. For example, .com is the most popular and widely recognized extension, but it may not be the best choice for local businesses or non-profit organizations. So let us go to Kenya Web Experts. I have never loved how their website looks like, but I love their functionalities. I actually called them a long time ago. I told them, you guys, you just change your website. You can't tell us, you can't You can't tell us here that you've done websites for people. You even do web design, okay? And you have all these big clients and you can't change this website. It just looks like, I don't know. They asked me one question, does it work? That's when I just shut up my mouth. So you will end up to, if you're good in SEO, you can look at I've just lost that train of thought. I've just lost that train of thought. Okay, so let us search for a domain name. Let me get one name here. I'm using Ahmed because it's the first one. Let me just search ahmed.co.k. Okay? Just showing you how to buy a domain and how we do all these things. So the first thing is what happens. What this backend is called the WHM, which is a web host management. So you see ahmed.co.k is available. Okay. So if I say a .com and I search, I can see it is not available. It's taken by someone else. Okay. I can actually go and visit that website and see if it's available or they are selling the domain. Okay. Let's say I want a domain called Ahmed and I don't want a .co.k, but I want a .com. So you will find that these are people who are selling. These are people actually who are selling an email address on the ahmed.com domain. Okay, so I don't know how it works, but you see it's taken and they want a meaningful email address. Don't know, they call themselves names, whatever. So ahmed.com is taken. Okay, so there's something we call a whois. Sometimes I might need to know who owns a specific domain. So I can do a whois. I came to realize that for local domains, at least Kenya, you need to use mostly local hosting accounts. I saw that recently GoDaddy have whois. Yeah, they have a whois that recognizes Kenyan domains. So whois is just if you want to know who owns, let's say, Safaricom. Okay, I'm using this domain a lot. So who owns Safaricom.co.k? I can actually just do the whois search, and I can see who is the registry. I can see the Kenik. Okay, the registry whois server, kenik.co.k. Who registered it? Actually, Safaricom registered their own domain because there was domains.safaricom.co.k when they were selling domains. I don't know if they really do. So there's a lot of information here. So I can see who registered, which organization, where it's located, all this information. And I can actually check their name servers. Okay, name servers is just telling me where the Safaricom, where the servers that host this account are. So let me check for my own Bright Academy. So if I do brightacademy.co.k, I can only get minimal information and not as long as the one that I received on Safaricom. Why? Because there's something we call redaction. Okay, there's something we call the domain. Is it the domain protection or something? I don't know. So you can actually pay extra money for your account for your domain registrar to redact some information such that it does not say of my streets, of everything about me. Okay? Yes, that is how you do domain protection. I'll actually, you will actually go when you buy your own domains, which actually I would need every one of you to have at least have a domain with your name. It's very, very cheap. It's 800 and I don't know 49 shillings because they have a coupon code at Kenya Web Experts. 749 shillings. You can actually go and have a look at it. Okay, just have a domain and hosting. So you can check the GoDaddy Whois as well. I can do it for my now company, breadconsulting.com. And as I said, the GoDaddy Whois can actually even check, do the Whois for Kenyan domains. Most Whois, they don't do these things. So the good thing with GoDaddy, they tell you that the domain is taken. Yes, and they are saying that what, they will get a broker you can hire a broker at 60 euros that will come and ask me if I am willing to sell my domain and at how much. Okay, so you can see exactly where my servers are pointing. Okay, my name servers are pointing to my own hosting. So that is how to buy a domain name, and then you find a domain registrar, as I said, such as Kenya Web Experts, Sasahost, GoDaddy, etc. You compare prices, features, and customer reviews of different registrars before choosing one. Then you register the domain with the registrar by providing your personal and payment information. So you may need to verify your email address and agree to the terms and conditions of your registrar. And the registration process may check duration which your registrar chooses. Okay, so this is how you buy a domain. You say checkout after you put it to there. Someone has asked if WordPress is a registrar. No, WordPress is not a registrar. WordPress is a CMS. Okay, so as you buy your domain, if you want to be hosted by the same people, you can change these things you call name servers, okay, or just leave them by default as they are. I don't want to change anything there because you not covered hosting, but you're covering it next. These people have a promo code. I don't know if it's best host or something. Top host. I'm saying yes, best host. They give you 150 of it. Then you just check out. So after you check out, you fill in all your information here, you pay via PayPal and M-Pesa, all these things. And then from there, after buying your domains, you can access this dashboard and manage your domain the way you want it. So as I said, you can use the registrar tools to set up your domains. Every registrar, at most of them have the what we call the DNS settings. You can set your DNS records. You can say if I want to forward these domains and all these things. Yes. So you can also transfer your domain name. Let's say I bought it at Sasahost, and I say, you know what, I want to transfer it to, let's say, Kenya Web Experts. So let's say I bought it at Kenya Web, and I realize Sasahost, I want to have it there. I can transfer it by something called an EPP code. I can unlock the domain. There's something called a registrar lock that you lock your domain so that it cannot be transferred unlawfully. I can unlock the domain, get something called an EPP code, and have it transferred to another registrar. So some registrar charge for it, some don't. .co.ke is free. .com, I think some registrar charge. Yes. So buying a domain is easy and affordable to establish your online presence and identity. However, you should consider other factors such as web hosting, website design, content creation, SEO, marketing, etc. to make your website successfully and profitable. That's just a repetition. So I said when you buy your domain, you need to connect it to your hosting. So when connecting your domain to your hosting, you may need to update something called name servers. It's the first thing, is the first step that we were offered here at Kenya Web Experts. Okay. So when I put my web server, my name servers, for some domains may take up to 48 hours or more for your domain to do something called propagation. I'll just teach you what propagation is. So for local domains, I see propagation takes around 3 hours. The fastest I've done for international domain, which is called the TLDs, top level domain, I've done it for 1 hour. Okay, so local domains take longer to do the propagation. Okay, propagation is just like the DNS servers are being updated to say that now this website does not point to a server in Kenya Web Hosting, Kenya Web Experts, but it's now pointing to a server in, let's say, GoDaddy. Okay, we're going to go to hosting, and you will understand that. So what is domain propagation? It's the process of updating the internet with new information about your domain name, such as IP addresses, name servers, DNS records, what I've just said now. So it happens when you register a new domain name and you transfer it to another registrar or a web hosting service or change its settings. It can take up to 48 hours or more to complete, depending on the various factors, such as something we call TTLs, time to leave. Get to know this if you ever read about domains, DNS, value of your DNS record, the location and speed of your ISP, internet service provider, the caching of your browser and router. You can check the status of your own propagation using tools like Into DNS, dnschecker.org, which show how your domain is resolving in different locations around the world. So there's this tool that I use. It's called intodns.com that tells you of all the DNS records that domain has. So please don't get deep into this as of now, as we're just beginning. But it's good to just note the tools down later for later, so that you can be able to use them. They come there. Don't know why that refused. So these are tools that tells you the DNS record of any domain, the public DNS records of any domain. As you can see, I'll just check the area records of safaricom.co.ke, and it's consistent all over the world. We had done the same, just using our normal CMD ping, and we have 45.223.18.17, and it's the same here, 45.223.18.17. I can check something called area codes, the things we call CNAMEs, and all these things. We will get through all these things. So area codes are just IP, basic IP address, IP version 4, AAAA version 6, and all these things. So we will get into DNS later. So I was just telling you about propagation, because you can buy your domain and you're wondering why is it not working, but you need to wait for some time. This thing made me buy different domains thinking that the domain had a problem. It made me buy different servers thinking that maybe the server was the problem. It made me now buy a server and a domain together in the same host. Okay, because I did not know anything about propagation. So what is a host or a web host? A web host is a company that provides the services and technology needed for a website or a web page to be viewed on the internet. A host has one or more servers, which are powerful computers that store, deliver the files and data to your visitors' browsers. When you sign up for a web hosting service, you are renting some space on a server where you can upload your website files and data. You also need to connect a domain name to the server's IP address so that people can access your website by typing your domain name in the browser. So no need to go further in this. I said a web host is someone like Kenya Web Experts, GoDaddy, Namecheap, A2, all these things hosting servers. Yes, that is exactly what they do. So what is a hosting server? Okay, hosting server is the computer itself. A web host is the person who owns the computers and the servers. Yeah? So it's a physical computer that runs web hosting software and stores the files and data of a service or a unique application. A hosting server is connected to the internet and has a unique IP address that identifies its location. A hosting server can host one or more websites depending on its capacity and configuration. Now, we had said the Safaricom IP address was 45.23.18.17. Okay? It simply means that that is the IP address of the Safaricom website's hosting server. Okay? So a hosting server can run on Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and all those things. So the hosting server is just responsible for delivering the website content to the visitors. So if I type in safaricom.co.ke, the hosting server is the one that delivers this page to me. Okay, this is the work of the hosting server. So a hosting server can also perform other functions. I can create emails. Okay, I can store databases. I can install scripts. Let's say I want to install a WordPress CMS. Okay, and it's usually owned and maintained by the web hosting provider because there is need for maintenance, updates, and all those things. So you find that a web host service provider has the hosting server and sells space to other people. Can be Airbnb, you know, and I have a very big house. I can rent out each room. Okay, I am a hosting server, and every room is something what we call a shared hosting. Okay, we are going to get through that. Okay, we will explore more on this when we learn about the cPanel. Okay? So type of web hosting services, there are very many. We have shared hosting, VPS hosting. I know you've come across these terms. For those who are totally new in this thing, there's cloud hosting, there's WordPress hosting, and dedicated hosting. So each type has its own advantages and disadvantages depending on your website's needs and budget. Okay, a good website should offer reliable performance, security, technical support, and additional features. So what is shared hosting? I just explained it. Right? Shared hosting, if I have a big house and I want to rent it out as Airbnb, and I want to rent each room differently, let's say I have 10 rooms, I can have 10 people renting that house at the same time. Okay, they will share the common areas. They will share the kitchen. They will share the dining. Let's say if my rooms are not en suite, they will share the washrooms and all these things. Okay, so it will be cost effective for the people that have come to rent my house. Okay, but for a person who requires comfort and all these things, that cannot be what they want. So the good thing, as I said, shared hosting, you don't need to worry about managing or maintaining the server. If let's say I'm renting a room in a house, I don't really need to worry much about the sheets, or the position of the bed, or which mattress is going to be bought, and all those things. I don't really, because the owner of the house has already done that for me. So with shared hosting, you share, I said you share the resources, common areas. So that is the CPU, the RAM, the disk space, the bandwidth, and all these things. Okay. So you can get access to various software applications and tools that helps you create and manage your website easily. You can actually install your WordPress there and do all these things. So with shared hosting, you share something called the IP address. All of you share one IP address. Okay. All of you in the shared hosting share IP address. All of you in my house, if you're renting my house, will share one door. Okay, for coming in, for going out. So it simply means that if there's an attacker coming and there's only one door in that house, we can only escape through one door. So that means we are all attacked. So it's the same way, because we are sharing the same IP, we can all be attacked. Okay, because that is our door. It simply means that if one of the users in shared hosting has spammed the IP address, if they've spammed the IP address, it simply means that if we all send emails, we will be blacklisted because that IP address is blacklisted. Those are the disadvantages of shared hosting. So advantages of local hosting: it's cheap. In this country, you can get it for 1,800 a month. Truehost, they offer you what, 1,800 a month. It's easy to use. Okay. And setting up is easy to use. Some hosts, they give you a free domain name. By hosting, they give you a free domain name because they want you to stay. Customer retention measures. Customer support is also easy with shared hosting. Scalability as well, because the shared hosting providers, they allow you to upgrade and downgrade. That's how I started. I started with shared hosting, moved to VPS, moved to dedicated servers. So disadvantages, I said, limited resources. Okay, because you're sharing the server with other people, simply means that your resources are small. Your bandwidth is small, and all these things. So this is good for entry level people and websites. Security risks, as I said. Okay, scalability issues. It may not be able to handle a certain spike in traffic. So you find that if, let's say you have a blog and today you get 10,000 people visits at a go, you can have the whole, you can crash the whole system. And if your web host has given you a limit on your something we call bandwidth, the website will go down. Yeah. So shared hosting is suitable for small to medium-sized websites that do not require high performance. Basic websites, basic information website, who we are, home about, services, what we do. Those are basic websites that just require shared hosting. It's also ideal for beginners who want to start their online presence without spending too much money and time on server management. So who is it for? Exactly what I have said there. So what is VPS hosting? VPS hosting is a type of web hosting that provides you with a virtual server and simulates a physical server, but in reality, it is shared with other users of the same machine. Now, we talked of me hosting you in different rooms. Now, a VPS, if I want my comfort, I will rent a hotel. Okay? I'll rent a room in a hotel. A room in a hotel will have me use my own bathroom, use my own bed. I have my privacy. I have all these things. But there are other people with different rooms in a hotel. So consider the hotel being the dedicated server. Okay? And these rooms are now what we call VPS hosting. So VPS is a virtual private server. Okay? We have the main infrastructure, which is the CPU. and then we have instances of servers inside that CPU. Okay, so it uses something called virtualization technology. It's an instance. I can virtualize a server here in that machine, where you can install your own operating system and software. It gives you more control, security, performance than shared hosting. Okay, but it's expensive than shared hosting, but it's cheaper than dedicated hosting. So these are the benefits. You can benefit from dedicated resources because you have your own allocated memory, disk space, CPU cores, root access. It's how we call root access, meaning that if I'm hosting all of you, in one house, okay, it simply means there are rules that I have. Okay, please don't come past 11 p.m. Okay, you come at 1 a.m. we will not open for you. Okay, but with a hotel room you can come anytime you want. Okay, so I'm just giving you some of the limitations that the shared hosting has, and some of the advantages of the VPS hosting has. So root access, that means you can go to the core functionalities of your server and customize it the way you want. So scalability as well, you can easily downgrade and upgrade your VPS plan. So security is much better compared to shared hosting. Who is it for? For people who have outgrown shared hosting, suitable for medium to large size business that require more resources. Sometimes most people do reseller hosting on their VPS. We find that because I have a server already, even though it's virtualized, and I have many clients, I can sell them space and actually have my own hosting using shared hosting in my VPS hosting. So what is cloud hosting? It's a type of web hosting that uses multiple servers to balance the load and maximize uptime. It is a type of hosting that provides resources such as the CPU, RAM, disk space from a network of servers that are connected together in a cloud. Cloud hosting is scalable, flexible, and cost-effective. It is ideal for businesses that have high traffic websites or applications that require high availability. Now, best example to give this is, let's say, M-Pesa. Yeah? If we hosted the M-Pesa app on a VPS server, okay? If that VPS server went down, the whole application will go down countrywide. Okay? Now, cloud hosting works like this. It is not on a physical server, but it is now hosted on the cloud. Okay? Consider me having my documents in a hard disk. If that hard disk crashes, that's the end of my documents, or if it gets lost. But if I have it on a Google Drive, which we call cloud, I can access these files anywhere, anytime. Okay? And my problem is not to now secure the Google Drive servers. It is to just pay and that's it. Okay? I do not care about if my files are many. No, provided I've just paid, that's it. So it's for the Google Cloud to ensure that we need more space, we need more RAM, and all those things. So cloud hosting is hosting your files on multiple servers online. Okay, so what happens is that if there's more traffic, let's say on your website, and your website is on the cloud, what happens is that cloud hosting will allocate more resources on your website such that you have more uptime on your website. Okay, So it might sound very, 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 very hard to understand, but you will get these things as you go. Okay. So when the same website has got no traffic, okay, it does not use the same resources that as it used. So if I have 10,000 views today, okay, and I need, let's say, 4 GB of RAM, okay, 4 GB of RAM, and let's say 1 TB of bandwidth, the cloud hosting will allocate that to my website at that moment. And let's say my friend websites, we're on the same cloud, it needs 0.01 GB of RAM, and uh, like even zero TB bandwidth. It means that if we're on the same cloud, it works like a pool. We will take these resources, give to this person when they need it. And because this person is not needed, it will not be allocated. So you find that with cloud hosting, it's pay for what you consume. So if you have very high traffic, you will get that, you pay more than someone who has got no more traffic. So what is dedicated hosting? So dedicated hosting is like a house. We talked about me hosting you guys in different rooms in the house. We talked about you guys saying, I want more privacy and more control. Let me rent a hotel. And now, like, you don't want a hotel, you want to buy a house. Okay? You say, I want the whole house. Okay? That's now what we call dedicated hosting. So if you have the whole house, you have the compound for you. You can bring down, let's say, the garden that is behind your house, and say, you know what, I want to put a swimming pool, I want to put a basketball court. There is complete control of everything. So that's what happens with a dedicated hosting. A dedicated hosting, you buy the machine itself. Okay. So with dedicated hosting, there are some even hosts who tell you, even if you want photos or even a live video, or let us get into a live link, we show you your machine where it's located, we can. So you get the machine itself. You can choose whether you want to install this operating system or this one, any symbol. You have complete control. So this is basically for businesses that require high performance, security, control over their server environment, and it's very, very expensive than shared hosting and VPS, but it provides performance and reliability. So let me just give you an example of each. If you go to namecheap.com, you can see. Go to namecheap.com. You can buy domains. There's hosting here. There's shared hosting, WordPress, reseller for people who want to resell dedicated servers. So this is for shared hosting. You can see the costs per month. Okay. Just see the pricing plans. These things. Just for what we've covered. You see, the biggest was around $5 a month. So the cheapest VPS is around $7 a month. Okay. And the most expensive is $25 a month. And the cheapest dedicated server is $41 per month. So that is how the cost when you distribute these things. There's something called WordPress hosting. So WordPress hosting was not primarily a hosting before. So what happened is that WordPress was known to consume a lot of bandwidth. Okay, and you will find that WordPress websites became slower, right? Because WordPress dominates past 60% of the web, the whole websites are powered by WordPress. So what happened is that hosting companies sat down and said, you know what, let us create a hosting for WordPress, you see, and we optimize it for WordPress only, because this is how the WordPress environment works. So let us have a hosting that is designed to make a WordPress website perform optimally. Okay, so they came up with it, and we have a WordPress hosting today. Okay, so they give you tools that will help you with your security and security performance and all these things. So advantages: you can easily install WordPress by a click. Good. The one thing now with such platforms, you can't install anything else. So there's enhanced performance, there's improved security because they know the vulnerabilities of WordPress and all these things. And of course, they give you support. So what is it for? Suitable for people who want to fully do WordPress websites. Okay, you don't want to worry about the technical aspects of everything. You just want a WordPress website. So that's why WordPress hostings survive. So let me just show you how much WordPress hosting costs. So these are reseller hosts. Reseller is just, I am getting this one at this amount. Let's say I have 90 GB SSD. I have 100 cPanel accounts. Now I have to resell. Okay, I get a user, I sell it to them. So WordPress hosting, let's just see the pricing and plans. You can see it starts from this is yearly, $34. It's an easy WP starter. Just get 10 GB SSD storage, you get a free CDN. CDN is a content delivery network. It means that your website is served from different locations around the world. You have 50K visitors per month. Yes, so this is all about WordPress hosting. So we've come to the end of our presentation and our class. So thank you for this coming and reading this amazing resource. I will share with you these documents on Wednesday, the website. Yes, I will do you a newsletter where you can actually check your emails, actually get this thing. And we'll have a question and answer session right now in case you have any questions. So share this free resource because you are able to attend the lesson. So you share this resource for free. And for those who have not registered, you can log in and register as a student. Register and share as a student at Bright Academy. Okay, you can join our WhatsApp group. Yeah, the link will be shared by my co-host in the chat session. Okay, if you can. So this means not a must, because giving a lot in this. I would really appreciate if you mentioned my work on your social media post, especially your WhatsApp status, social media stories. Okay, there's the content. Okay, I do web development. That's what I'm teaching you. Okay, so if you can share, if you can share, you can market me for free. In short, it's okay. I will really appreciate. You see, that's how I get businesses. It means that on Saturdays evenings, I will not be chasing money, and I will not be doing timelines for projects, but I will be teaching you guys. So I will really appreciate it. if you feel like you're humble enough, you can give something towards this, Tanya. I'll actually give you my business. I'll actually give you my business paybill. If you feel you're humble enough, you want to give a little something, yes, you can, but it's not a must. It's not pegged on what I am giving you. So these are our social media platforms. You can follow us, Bright Consulting, on all platform, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all these things. So these videos are not on YouTube; they're exclusively on the website. Yes, because we want you on the website. But my team is telling me, you know what? Let us make them available on YouTube. I'm telling them no, and he told me let us delay them for a month, so we can have this video on YouTube 1 month from today. Said okay, it's fair. Okay, you can go follow me there. Okay, so that's us on LinkedIn as well. So these are our contacts, Bright Consulting, that Punyala wrote. That's our phone number and email, and that's our website, brightconsulting.com. So thank you so much for attending the class. Now we are going to question and answer session. So if you have a question, you can just raise up your hand and I will be able to see you. Yes, Churchill.
Thanks for the insights, and I'd like to ask a very simple question.
Mhm.
So, concerning concerning what you have taught us today,
Mhm.
it means that I can make a website. Yes,
Mhm.
I can totally make a website, which I know there are two ways of making a website: coding, and you can use these website builders.
Mhm.
And after making a website, I can domain it. I can like identify it, give it a unique identifier, which
Mhm.
is called a domain, which I can buy from these Kenyan businesses like GoDaddy or Kenya website. I've forgotten that one.
Yeah, can I
Hiyo
best?
ilikuwa na website page mbaya.
Yes.
So okay, so far we are good up to there.
Uh-huh.
So my issue was there are these website builders. Or is it only that WordPress as a company, they have done what they've done? They have optimized the website for only website.
Uh-huh.
It's only WordPress. So
I
that means,
uh-huh.
okay. That means that I can't go to another website builder. For example, me, is WordPress a website builder?
No, it's a content management system. Okay,
Okay.
let me. We are going to get there. I'm going to educate you of all these things. Where is the class? Let me just share with you back the screen. But let me just give you an overview. Uh, let me give you an overview.
I'm just wondering why we have to buy domains from WordPress and then they host for us.
Yes, let me tell you. Let me just explain that to you. First, you don't buy domains from WordPress. Okay,
Okay.
WordPress does not host you. Okay,
Okay.
there are two things in WordPress. You have that WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Okay, now
Okay.
WordPress.com is a page builder.
Okay. It's a
It's like
page builder.
Wix.
Yeah.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
you know
Like
Wix.
Wix.
Okay, let's stick to Wix. Now, WordPress.com was purely a blogging site like Medium before. So So, but over time, it has grown to be like a page builder. Okay. It is now a website builder.
Okay.
And that is what they are pushing. Now, there's WordPress.org.
Okay.
WordPress.org is an open source, let me call it software, that you install it on your web server. So WordPress.org and WordPress.com are totally two different things. So you can create a website here in WordPress and get a subdomain. I don't know if I have a WordPress site, and get a subdomain. Okay. And get a subdomain there. You see, it doesn't exist. Create your own website. So get a subdomain here. Okay. Create a website from the templates they have. Okay. And actually buy a domain at Kenya Web Experts and map it here. So WordPress.com is a page builder. So WordPress.org is a software, a standalone software which is free, that you install it on your on your host cPanel. You will get there. So please don't confuse the two. So you get you buy your domains from a domain registrar. A domain registrar can be Kenya Web Experts, SasaHost, TrueHost, GoDaddy, Namecheap, all those people. That's where you can buy your domain. You can also buy hosting from the same people. Okay? And then I can install WordPress into those people. It's like buying a house, okay? And then buying seats. Sawa. So the house that I buy, okay, is at Kenya Web Experts. It can be at Namecheap. It can be at all these things, but it's empty. So what I do, I download WordPress and I install WordPress into that house.
Okay.
So it's not WordPress.org is not a page builder, but WordPress.com, if I have not bought domain and hosting, I can create a free website using WordPress.com. They host me for free. And if I want more control, I want to control every single thing, I can download that WordPress as something called a content management system and actually install it in my own hosting. Wix, I can use these other website builders, Wix, Squarespace, and all of this. Okay. Shopify. Okay. Shopify is also a website builder, but they mostly do e-commerce. After I have finished, let's say, doing my platform. Okay. I finished doing my platform. What happens? I can buy a domain. Sandstorm Kenya is a domain. These people have a Shopify website. Very beautiful website, but it's Shopify. They have a Shopify website, and then they point this domain to Shopify. So, and now here they have. So I can do my full website in Wix, if that is what makes me feel good. Okay, I can do my website in Wix. And then buy a domain. Okay, let's say ahmed.ke, and then I point that domain here. So it will not read I don't know .wix site, ahmed.wixsite.com. No, it will read ahmed.co.ke, but it is a Wix website. What are the advantages of this? It's fast. Using Akina Shopify, it's fast. It's fast. I have also exclusive WordPress Kenya. This is also Shopify. Okay, it's fast. Okay, it's fast. It's easy to do all these things. Just a drag and drop. Okay. What are the disadvantages? There is no control. Okay, if let's say I want to do a mailing list tomorrow, I can't, because what happens with WordPress, if I get WordPress and put it in my own house, which is my hosting, I can extend the functionalities of WordPress using something called plugins. Yes.
Yeah, plugins.
That's the difference between website
Okay.
builders and WordPress itself is the CMS.
I think up to that point I'm satisfied, and I'll be looking forward for the next lessons.
You are welcome. They will be as interesting as nobody's business. Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. I saw someone who had his hand up. Let me just call up his name. There was someone who had his hand up. Who was he? Triza. Yes, Triza.
Hello. So I have this domain. I got it from ProFreeHost for free, and it's an insecure domain. So I was trying to make it secure through using a SSL plugin through the certification, but suddenly the website went offline. So how can one make an insecure domain to be secure
Okay. Kindly send me
through the use of a plugin?
send me the domain in the chat.
Okay.
First, there is nothing like insecure domains. A domain is just a name. So I'll just explain to you briefly what SSL is, because we are going to get there. So SSL is something called a secure socket layer. Okay. What SSL does, it does not secure your domain. Okay. SSL basically is what we call encryption. Okay. Because this is how your website
I'm listening.
communicates to your server. Okay. It's how your front end communicates to a back end. Okay. Now that connection, if your website has got no encryption, okay, we say that that connection is not secure. So if I have an example of any website, okay, anyone can get me a website that has got no SSL. So you see this padlock here, okay? If I click on it on any other browser, it tells me connection is secure, okay? And I can click here and it tells me certificate is valid, okay? Now, what an SSL does, it encrypts communication between your front end, which is your browser, and your server, okay? Because your browser tells your server, hey, there's someone who has input the name safaricom.com, okay? Someone has input the name safaricom.com. Please give me the server, okay? Please give me the contents, okay? As it's asking for that data, that connection, if it's not secure, okay, that's when it brings here a danger icon saying that this connection is not secure, okay? And you see, hackers can infiltrate that connection as you're doing the requests. Sawa? If I put something we call SSL, if I install an SSL certificate on my website, it simply means that the connection between my browser and my server is secure. So when my browser is asking for files, let's say Safaricom, okay, the files are coming to the browser securely. Sawa? Now, I have seen your domain. This is not a domain. This is a subdomain. Okay? This is not a domain. This is a subdomain. Okay? I'm getting locked due to phishing. So let's just continue to cite. So this is what you're talking about, not secure. Okay? So this Unaux, oh, sorry, I was not actually presenting. Let me just share my screen. Yes, so this is your domain. This is not a domain. Okay, this is a subdomain. Okay, I'm getting this is Pro-Freehost. So you actually got
Yeah.
a free subdomain from this. So this you did not buy. This is not yours. Okay, you have been given a small space inside this website. Okay, it's like creating a new Wixy site, a Wix, whatever, a page builder. So it simply means you are given some free thing inside here, but this is not your domain. But something like, let's say, if you want to buy a domain of yours, I see this is Trizabwire. Nabwire. Let me just copy this. You just come to services that sell domains and see trizanabwire.co.ke. You search, look for the extension that you want. Let's say .com, then you search. Okay. You see, this one is available, it's $12.99. Okay, I can buy it. This is how you buy a domain. What you have here is a free service from these people, these guys, and they have this as their website. And now the problem is that even this is flagged for malware. All their websites are flagged by malware. Yes, that's why I use the browser guard. It always tells me all that thing. So you need to buy a domain of yourself and buy hosting and host all this content that you have here in your own hosting. So at the moment, you do not have a website. You are hosted by someone else. Yes, you have your name on someone else's website. So that's why you cannot install an SSL certificate. Okay, maybe they offer it in their service, but it's limited because you are in their service. If you had bought your own domain, it would have been easy for you to install an SSL certificate. And most hosting, they come with a free SSL certificate. Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else with a question? Sebastian?
Hello.
Yes.
So there's this website I've been developing for the last 3 months.
Okay.
So it has been working on my XAMPP, but when I hosted it, there was a problem that the server does not support PDO. So I used PDO. I hope you know what PDO is.
What is PDO?
PDO in PHP. So it's a way to communicate with databases in a more secure way when you are writing raw PHP. So how do you edit Nini server settings, like the way you edit php.ini file on XAMPP? How do you do that now on the server to enable such features?
I will not answer you that because now we have just started. Where is our? We are going to. It's going to be our what class? It's going to be our next class. So be here. Be here on our next class. We will handle that question here when we are doing cPanels. Because you see, we have our XAMPP here. We have our local servers, and now we have our cPanel. Okay. I will tell you how to edit the PHP ini file here.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Teresa.
So right now I'm having a friend who is asking me to come up with a website like power.co.ke. I just realized that it was developed using WordPress. How much can one charge
What?
for a WordPress website?
This one.
Yeah.
So you will actually get to teach you about these extensions. This is our WordPress. So you want to know? I was telling you about Sandstorm. Yes, this is Sandstorm set done by Shopify. Very beautiful website. So let's get you to brideacademy.com. Go to brightacademy.com/courses and look for a class called How to Package and Price Your Services. Yeah, how to package and price your services. Enroll for this class. Yes, enroll for this class. There's actually a video like this. Yes, and I have the PDF document here. Actually, this is how you navigate to these things. Good thing I've shown. Yes. Yes, Lynn. That one will help you out in charging and all this.
Okay, so you've talked about the Kenya website expert where you can buy your own domain.
Yes.
So my question is, what is the work of Wix?
Wix. Wix is a
Yes.
paid builder. The work of Wix is just to help you. Okay, there isn't for you the process. Instead of you coming to a class like this, okay, and learning about WordPress and learning how to do this thing yourself, we have done it for you. You come to our website, say get started. You know, we have made you a lot of website templates and all these things. So you come,
Yes.
register, choose a template, choose a website you like, and change the content. Okay, you have used Canva before, yes? You know how to use
Yes.
Canva. Do you know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator? Okay. Yes. What happens is that instead of doing all this work, okay, instead of doing all this work, okay, of you have a dashboard like this, it's complex. I don't know what is on the left, or all these things. Okay, instead of doing all this work, simply come to Canva. Let me build a template for you. Yes, you can call yourself a designer or not. Yes. So they give you a drag and drop where you see like this one is this is dynamic content and already done design for you. You can just say I want to change this image, put your own image, change this text, change this one, change this one, change this one. So you are limited to what we have. Yes, that's address. You will have to go to Bright Academy, several classes, learn, watch the videos, and become an expert. So instead of all that, the shortcut is go to Wix. So for them, they give you what is there. WordPress is a tool that helps you do these things. It's like hiring someone to wash your clothes, and you washing the clothes. Okay. Any other question? You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else with a question? Ian's creative. Can we do a practical example for the classes such that by the time we finish, we have something we have made from the scratch? Yes. If you came here, if you are here earlier, that's what we are going to do. Everyone here is going to buy a domain. They are going to buy hosting because I'm not charging you for the class. So instead of charging you for the class, go invest in yourself. Buy a domain and the hosting. Yes, sacrifice that Kamzinga somewhere, sacrifice that Kayepi somewhere, buy a domain and hosting. Okay. And then the experts, or I don't know. These are the best people I've used. I've used these people since 2012. So it's Kenya Web Experts. You go buy, just go buy the cheapest hosting, buy it's 100. So with 4K, you have both a domain and a hosting. Okay. So you have a domain and a hosting with 4,000. This is per year, every year. So what you do is we are going to actually work with you as we go. When we come to now web development, you will be doing live with me. You will be doing the development with me, and we will be giving you assignments. So by the end of this course, each one of you will have their work. Each one of you will have their own websites. Some we will revise here during our classes and tell you, here you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and that. So yeah, Ian's creative. That's what we're willing to do. Any other question? Is someone else who had lifted their hand? I don't know who they are. So I want to close. Anyone with a comment? I'm getting questions or comments as we close the class. If you have, just lift up your hand.
Well, I have a last question. What are the disadvantages of choosing a unique domain name? Like now, when I choose a unique domain name and then I want to change it, are there disadvantages like a time period I should wait before changing, or it's something that I can just do when I feel like?
So you don't change domain names. Once you buy, you bought. Okay? So domain names work. If let's say even I misspelled my domain name, let's say my name is Siloma. I wrote Siloma and then let's say I add an S. So it's silomas.com. Okay? I've already bought it for a year. Okay? That domain is mine for a year. Okay? The only thing I can do maybe is to transfer it. Okay? I can never change it. I will have to buy another one with my correct name. Let's say siloma.co.ke. So I can never change a domain. What happens is that after 1 year, if I have not paid for it, it expires. Okay. This time they give you a window period of 30 days after expiry. If by 30 days you've not renewed it, that's it. That domain goes back to the market as a viable domain.
Understood.
Yes. Question? Comment? Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming for this class. Trust me, we're just getting started. As you can see, our curriculum is very, 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 very long. and there are some that you see, like today we've combined 1 and 2. There are places where we will actually, let's say, do 3 in 3 classes. We are going to do a lot of practicals and all that. So please ensure you come for these classes because you don't want to miss some things. This video will be available on the platform on Wednesday, every Wednesday, because if you do on when is today? Saturdays. Every Wednesday, you will have a new video on brightacademy.com. So you just navigate to brightacademy.com/courses. So next week we'll tackle about web hosting, and now we will go deep now to control panels. We'll go to Linux panel, cPanel. We'll learn what is Windows plus panel, how to access it. How do we access file manager? How do we create emails on a cPanel such that, let's say, you have info at your domain name.com and you can send and receive emails. Script installers. How do I install, let's say, WordPress using all these things? How many scripts can I install on my all these things? As someone said here, how do you edit the DNS zone file? Okay, and how do I edit the PHP? Let me just type it here. How to edit the PHP file? And what is that file? We'll talk about local and live servers. Okay, so this class is going to be very long. I will actually, as I do the course content, I will see if we will do it in 1 class or in 2 classes. So, guys, this work is not easy to do, especially the course content and all this. It takes a lot of research, a lot of work. I usually spend a whole day doing this curriculum, so I have blocked all my Saturdays for you guys. It's a huge sacrifice. It's a very huge sacrifice because, all social life, all everything is just for blocked out for Bright Academy. So that's when I come up with the curriculum. So in the same way, kindly share these classes with your friends. Yes, if people can benefit from these classes, share it with them. Share it with them. They are free and they will remain completely free, because that's how you change someone else's life. Because if someone learns these things and they are able to make a livelihood of themselves and of their families, it would have helped a lot, you just by sharing. Sometimes we lack some things because of sharing. There's some needy guy there who says, if I get money, I will learn web design because it's my passion, but I am offering it for free. So please don't be mean, just share this thing to people who really needed these things. And make noise about it on social media. You speak about it. When I do the posters, you share, okay? I have invested a lot in this, a lot in the server, a lot in, you see, the Google Meet platform, all these things. There's a lot of sacrifice going on. So sacrifice also yourself. Share, talk about Bright Academy so that other people can also benefit from this platform. And even if they'll come in a lot, tell them they can catch up to the website. So thank you so much, and let us ensure that we're the best. Have a good night, guys. And may God bless you so much. Thank you.